I've got bigger balls than you. Literally, this golf ball here, the Callaway Big Max, is 3% bigger than a normal golf ball. And today, we're going to give it a little test and see whether going big is the way to go. So currently there isn't a limit on how big a golf ball can go. There is a regulation on how small a golf ball could go, because if you make it smaller, potentially it can go further. But Callaway have brought this ball out in an aid to help the slower swing speed. So it's not exactly for me, but what it's designed to do is enable you to launch the golf ball better and see if you've got that slower swing speed that you would get a little bit more distance out of it. We're going to put it to the test and actually see what it's like around the golf ball, because when you first look down at it, it's noticeably different. It looks a lot bigger when you put a club in behind the golf ball. So will that actually affect when you're chipping, when you're putting, when you're hitting some irons into the green? Will that be off-putting, or actually we'll see that this ball performs pretty well? Also going to do a little bit of a test to see the distant aspect a little bit later on. I would expect my distance to drop, like I say, because bigger area, more drag on the golf ball. I probably won't see it go as far as my normal golf ball, but stay tuned for that later on in the video. What we're going to do, we're going to play a few holes here at Warrington Golf Club, but first I'm going to have a little chip and a putt with the golf ball and see exactly what it feels like and how it does actually look when you get that club in behind the golf ball. So chipping felt really good there. Obviously it's the super soft golf ball that Callaway have made for years now, and it feels fantastic. Nice little bit of spin on there, felt very reactive and sounds good. One question I have about putting, because the ball's bigger, does that make the hole smaller? Because if you think, if you've got like a marble, the marble's got more hole to go in, but with that being bigger, does it make it a smaller hole? Would that start to play on people's mind? It's only 3%, bear in mind, but does it make the target smaller? We're going to find out. Would I maybe get a few more lip outs? Who knows? No, the hole's the same size, still goes in. Okay, so that's the putting done as well. Feels very much like the chipping, feels very good off the face, sounds good. It does still look a little bit odd seeing that bigger ball above the putter line there, and with the chipping as well. Obviously when I go out onto the course now, will that start to feel the same? But I think after maybe 2 or 3 rounds of playing with one of these, you would start to get used to the size of it anyway, and it would just become the norm. So I wouldn't even have that as a concern if I was going to switch into actually playing these balls full time. let's head out onto the golf course. Going to play 3 holes, then we're going to head back to the studio and do a little testing with driver as well, so stay tuned for that. 3 holes, let's go. A little bit toey, but you know what? It's not done too bad, that one. Let's get up there and carry on. Nice, nice. Still feels very good, that ball. There you go, you can still make birdies with a ball that is 3% bigger. So I got down to my tee ball there, but what I want to do is just try out the irons, the mid irons, 6, 7, 8, because one of the things here, if we look, easy to hit, consistent and high launch is what they're saying with this golf ball. Now obviously, like I said earlier, it's for the slower swing speed, so probably not designed for me, and I might not see that much benefit. But for the senior golfer who's not hitting it that far, if they're not launching it high enough, they're not going to get their intended carry distance. So if it was wet ground like today, the ball could stop very quickly, limiting your distances, where if you launch it a little bit higher, you might get 5-10 yards more out of it. So I've got an 8 iron left in here. What I'm going to do is hit this golf ball, my original one, and then I'm going to hit a couple more just to see if on initial launch the ball pops up a little bit more than you would normally see with like the Pro V1 that I use or any other golf ball. Oh, that did look a little bit higher. It's hard to tell without a number, but that initial launch then did seem to jump up a little bit off the club face. Let's hit 2 more and see if it wasn't just a coincidence. That's definitely going higher. Still feels good. Yeah, that one then definitely felt like it popped up a little bit higher. The window I would look for when I see a ball go out, I'm almost having to nudge up straight away to catch the ball at the launch. Let's hit 1 more here. Let's just see if it is, if it's all it's cracked up to be. Even that, I didn't catch that my best, and it still popped up, carried up there. Interesting, so they definitely are launching a little bit higher there, seeing that, like I said, they pop up off the club face, still getting the desired distance I want, but interesting. So if you are a low launcher, that's something that's going to benefit you. Still looks a little bit odd when you do put that club in behind, but I tell you what, I reckon a week of playing with them and you get used to it. Go on, Big Max, go on. Oh. Feels good, feels really good off the putter, and the overall in general, well, it is just the super soft golf ball that Callaway have made and that has always felt good. They've just made it a little bit bigger. Let's play 1 more hole, then we're going to head to the studio, have a look at some drivers. Oh, just pitched in the face of the bunker. 1 more yard and it would have had a bounce up the green to the flag. Que sera. Spin. Not the best lie in the world, but it's done its job. Oh! See, that's because it was a bigger ball. It lipped out a lot easier. If it would have been a smaller ball, that would have lipped in. And there we go. Big Max. Right, we're going to head back to the studio. I'm going to hit 10 drivers on the Foresight GC2 just to actually see what the distance is coming out with that driver. Like I say, I'm expecting it to fall a little bit shorter. It is aimed at the slower swing speed, sorry, but do you know what? Overall, out on the golf course. The golf ball felt great. I did notice that a little bit, only a couple of shots there hit, but I did notice it looked like it was peaking a little bit earlier. And durability, I've been in one bunker there, got one little scuff on it, but other than that, playing 3 holes, it's actually lasted up pretty well. So let's head back over to the studio, see how the numbers come out. Okay, so that was 10 balls there on the simulator, and as you see, coming out at 263, it is that bit shorter than my normal carry. I would see my normal carry around that 282 mark, so seeing a drop off of about 20 yards with it. But as it says on the box here, it is aimed at that slower swing speed, so Big Max golf balls is bigger, better. I think, you know, the performance of it is great. It feels the same, it spins the same. I am seeing that drop off in distance, but probably aimed at the senior golfer, I definitely see that it's worth a try for them. I don't think that they're going to take the market by storm and that every senior golfer is going to be playing a Big Max golf ball. But, you know, for 22 quid, Super Max golf balls, pretty good. Seeing that higher launch felt good. And you know what? Even if it does look a little bit bigger, I think you'll get used to it. Give them a try. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you in your next one.